Let's do it. So here are the groups for EWC Black Ops 6, which is started tomorrow. We're going to go through it. We're going to do who we think is going to make it out of bracket play. Then we're going to do an actual bracket as well. And it's a single elimination bracket in bracket play. So it's not double elim, unfortunately, like most COD events. It's single elim. And for groups, it's pretty much, to make it simple, you have to win 2 before you lose 2. So let's say Optic and Cloud9 play each other first. Optic wins. They advance to like the second part of their group. G2 or Rocker plays 5 Fears first. No. Optic plays 5 Fears first. G2 or Rocker plays Cloud9 first. So let's say Optic beats 5 Fears. They're in the second part of the group. Let's say Cloud9 beats Rocker. They play Optic. Whoever wins that match between Optic and Cloud9 will get their second win and will advance into bracket play. But whoever loses that match between Optic and Cloud9 will play the winner of Rocker and 5 Fears. So pretty much, like I said, win 2 before you lose 2. So we're going to do a prediction. Who we going to think is going to come out of groups, and then who's going to eventually win the whole tournament through bracket play. But first, we got to talk about these groups. So Group A, I think Optic actually had an easier group before when Carolina was in, because I think Optic's group was like Optic, Rocker, Orchid, and like another team that just wasn't that good. So I think that group got a little bit harder. Saying that, I still think Optic will be able to dominate their group and go into bracket play. It's good, Dave. So what are we thinking? I mean, I think Optic's a lock. I think Optic is an absolute lock to make it out of their Group A. And then it's between Rocker and Cloud9. Now, Cloud9 did make a change. They picked up Gwyn. So now the roster is Sib, Gwyn, Spart, and Kremp. And then Rocker did not make a change. So Rocker is still Nero, Kenny, Geo, and Estriel. So they've had a little bit more time together, more chemistry. But then Cloud9 did add some more firepower in Gwyn. So who knows? Maybe they might come out different and just fry. But an underrated thing that no one's talking about is the Optic Hook versus Cloud9 Sib matchup. You know, there's some beef there. Well, it's more like a one-sided beef because Dante's just on stream talking, chatting, trolling. And then, you know, the community's roasting Dante for saying that. Obviously, Hugh doesn't say much. But I think everyone's looking forward to that match because there's a little extra spice on it. So, I mean, I think Optic's a lock to make it out. Now, this is where it's like a 50-50. I think I'd give the slight edge to Cloud9 over G2. I feel like, or Rocker. I think Cloud9 will have pretty good hard points, and they have a really good S&D roster. So I think Cloud9 can definitely come out top 2 in this group and make it into bracket play. So my final prediction is Optic and Cloud9. So wait, do we have like a notepad? But we have to take into account who comes out in what area they come out in, or what seed they come out, because that could potentially affect where they land in bracket play. So we're gonna bring this notepad up. Let's say it is Group A. Group A, number 1 seed, Optic. Oh shit. Why does it reset like that? Group A, number 2 seed, C9. Okay. So everyone agree with that? We don't think there's any other way this bracket could go? Is there no bracket simulator? No, there's no bracket simulator. Like, it's not like the COD pick'ems like you could do for champs. Like, we kind of have to do our own here. I mean, I think Optic's going to get first seed, 100%. And I think I'm leaning Cloud9 to get second. Rocker could have a chance. I'm interested to see what 5 Fears could do. I don't really know too much about that team. I didn't get to see them play too much. But was it them or Project 7? No, 5 Fears was the team that got... it's like Hixie, Fire. They got picked up because Carolina was not eligible to go to this tournament anymore. So I don't think they're really going to be able to upset anyone, unfortunately. But hopefully they come out and prove me wrong. I just don't think they're going to be able to beat any of these teams. Exceed, Capfire, Hixie. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to beat any of these teams and then make it out of bracket play. So Hopefully they prove me wrong though, and they make some good close matches. I think they could put up a fight, but we'll see. Then we have Group B. We have our notes. We think Optic is going to be first seed. Cloud9 is going to be second seed. Then we have Group B, which is going to be Vancouver Surge, LAT, Gentleman's, and Orchid. I think this is a tough group. It's just a very top-heavy group. Like, I think it's unanimous. I don't think there will be an upset in this group. I think Surge will make it out, and I think Hunter T will make it out. Now, who will beat each other between Surge and LAT? That's a tough question because LAT has had Surge's number the whole year up until champs in that losers round 1 where Surge came out hot and beat them. So that's the toss up for me. Who's going to get the 1 and who's going to get the 2 seed? Oh shit. There's one thing that's going against LAT this weekend, chat. And if you guys know the rules and stuff of Saudi, and you guys know Papania, and you know some of the people that are on the LAT roster, you know where I'm going with this. There's been some speculation about certain players on LAT and some Papania. So some players might be out of their element. They might be out of their element, you know? I don't know. We're going to have to see. But they do have the hunger. They do have the hunger for getting 8th at champs. I mean, I think I thought LAT was going to win champs. I think just about the whole community had LAT and FaZe top 2 at champs. So I think LAT has the hunger back, or like they have that passion. Like they just have the fucking fire. They just got embarrassed. They were the best team all season. And then just got embarrassed at the biggest event of the year. So I think LAT is going to get first. I'm going to give it to them. I think LAT is going to end up getting the first seed. So what is that? Group B. LAT. Group B. Number 1 seed. LAT. We got Surge. How do I keep this to stay there? Surge. Group B. Number 2 seed. Okay. So easy for the first 2 groups. I mean, the Rocker and Cloud9 match is a 50-50. But I think I'm leaning towards Cloud9. Yeah, I mean, they got to be locked in. Like, this is their new champs pretty much. This is their new champs pretty much right here because obviously LAT fumbled the bag at champs. They got another $1 million tournament right here. So obviously you don't win a ring, but you can win a couple $100,000. So who doesn't want to just come out here and fry, especially after a lackluster champs performance? Group C. I think this is actually the toughest group to rate of who's going to get out of the group. I don't know. Because Boston's been playing really well. My issue with Boston is they play up and down to their competition. You know? It's not just we get a consistent Boston. Sometimes they'll fucking beat LAT. They'll Neslo LAT beat them. And Miami at the biggest tournament of the year at COD Champs. That's why Boston got 3rd. Like, they have the potential to do that. But I feel like then they play teams that they're expected to beat. And they kind of don't show up. Like, they just don't play that well. I don't know. I don't know what it is with them. Like I said, they just play up and down in their competition. Because everyone, when they go up against LAT, is like, oh, they're not going to beat LAT. But they beat LAT like 3 times this year. They beat LAT at Major 2. They beat LAT at Champs, so 2 times on LAN and another time online. So for whatever reason, they just had LAT's number. They probably beat LAT the most out of any other team this season. So they just play up and down to their competitions. Or to their competition. But now they're going up against Toronto, which has that new player. They have Abe. So Abe and Joe are going to be the new sub duo for Toronto. Kleenex will actually be running a flex for that team. And then Insight is still on the team. He's the AR because they dropped Beans. And that was a pretty big thing. Everyone thought they were going to drop Insight and keep Beans, but they dropped Beans before this tournament and picked up Abe, a new sub. So I don't know what was really going on behind the scenes, but that kind of caught the community off guard. And then you have Falcons, who also made a change. They picked up TJ for Priesta. So Exton went to Flex. TJ and AG or Pred are the two SMGs, and then our cities is still the main AR. What's good? Hi, Chua Chu. So these are some pretty solid rosters. And then Team War originally had Lens. And now it's what? Bink, Diamond Con, Neum, Turiel? Beans drop? Yes, Beans got dropped. I think Beans is he on Orchid? Yeah, I think Beans is on Team Orchid. Assault. Yeah, that's who it was. Assault. I don't know. I think War could actually like get a win here, but I don't see them coming out of the group. My top two, this might be a hot take. But I've realized when I made the champs bracket, I fucked up because I just made it the most cookie cutter, simple. LAT, FaZe gonna dominate bracket till they meet up in the finals. Obviously, we saw how champs went in Kitchener. It went nothing like that. I don't think anyone expected Optic to win, Surge top 2, and then Boston top 3. Because after the first day of matches, every single bracket, Pick'em's bracket, was busted. No more brackets were left standing literally after the first day of competition. So you have to take some risk here. So I guess this is a kind of a risk. I have Toronto and Falcons making it out. Toronto, I like their new team comp. I'm really excited to see the Abe, because I know Abe has been super talented in challengers, and then we've known Joe the whole year. Joe has just been frying the whole year. And then you have Kleenex, who is moving to flex, but he's going to be like a really aggressive flex. Like I feel like Kleenex will be a flex, kind of like a Sib, kind of like a Draza, and just be super aggressive. Also like a Scrap as well. So he'll be still playing super fast, but sometimes using an AR, sometimes using a sub. And on the maps that are 3 subs, I think Toronto will be disgusting because Kleenex is a great sub player. Joe's a great sub player. Abe is a great sub player. So I think they're going to come out. I would probably say they're going to be first seed. I think Toronto's going to take the first seed in Group C. And then Falcons, it's hometown cheese. The crowd's going to be going for them. They've been focused on this tournament the whole year. Like Falcons made these roster changes and did all these things for this tournament. Because champs, after such a bad start, they knew champs was like kind of chalked. They weren't going to be able to play that tournament. So this is their champs. Like they have been telling these players this. The whole staff knows like this was they have been working for this the whole season, knowing that champs is chalked. Like they weren't going to be able to make it there. And that EWC, they got to show out in their home event. So I think Falcons, they're going to step up and be able to do that. Kwani, thank you very much for the 34 months. Welcome back to the attachments. So I think TJ and Pred sub duo will be really good too. I think that'll help him a lot. And I think also adding TJ to this roster in Search and Destroy helps a ton. I know Pred's been grinding a ton of S&D8s and stuff. So I'm excited to see Pred and TJ sub duo work together. And I think, like I said, adding TJ for that Search and Destroy is just going to like put them over that hump. Because if they played Boston without TJ, they'd probably get ran in S&D. But with TJ, one of the best S&D players of all time, Crumble Cookie Tej, he's going to bring a lot. So I got Toronto making it out in the first seed. Toronto Group C, number 1 seed. Then we got Falcons. Oh, shit. The group. All right, so we're kind of taking a risk not having Boston come out because Boston could very easily make it out of this group. But, we have to have something. We can't just make it this straight up whoever placed well at champs is getting out. You have to fucking switch some things up sometimes. It's Call of Duty. It's after the season. There's been roster changes. People are worried if they're going to get dropped, if they're even going to have a place in the league next year. Some people are going to be playing for their spots. Some people are going to be worried about other shit. It's off season. They might be chilling, not taking it as serious. Some people might be tired from the jet lag because it is a lot of hours ahead in Saudi. Like, how many hours is it ahead? Okay, let's see. How many hours is Saudi Arabia? Let's just say from Texas. It picks... No. Fuck. Time zone. Actually, wait. We can just do this clock. What's the clock on the phone? The clock. World clock. Let's see. Saudi... Riyadh. Okay, so it's 10 a.m. in Dallas. It is 6 p.m. in Saudi, so 8 hours ahead. So it's 8 hours ahead of Dallas right now. And flying there, getting adjusted. The teams all flew there on Monday. So they probably landed early Tuesday or very late Monday, depending how early they left. So they only really have 2 days to get adjusted, and that's not enough for jet lag. And some players are going to play better with jet lag. Some might play worse, or not play better, but like they might be able to handle it a little bit better compared to some other players. So we might see some drastic fall offs, but also some players just turning the fuck up. And I don't know if it is. It might be on the CDL build. I think it is. I think I heard someone say it might be on the CDL build, which is like dedicated servers and all the other stuff, instead of just playing on the normal public match multiplayer build. So that makes it more consistent. Bullet reg feels better and everything. With the multiplayer build, it feels like movement's better. Bullets don't reg as well, and it's better to just like break cameras. It's easier to just break cameras instead of on the CDL build. You can hold an iron and all your bullets are going to connect. But I think it's on the CDL build. I'm not entirely sure. I have to ask some of the players and stuff. So then we got Group D, which I'm kind of sad about for Group D. The reason I'm sad about it is I think Miami and FaZe are going to come out of Group D. Just real quick. I think FaZe is going to be first seed, and they're going to turn up. They won EWC last year. They're very comfortable. Heretics, granted, it's not the same team, but they bombed out at EWC. I think they're going to play much better this year, and I think they will come out second in their group. Even though they've kind of had FaZe's number throughout the season, I think FaZe will clutch up right here and get their revenge on Miami for the champs loss. They will avenge that loss. But I wish, because Omit is the best challenger team by far. They've been running challengers. They won challenger champs. They won Major 4. The team is Mac, Craze, Mamba, and Vivid. And like I said, they've been running shit in challengers. By far the best challenger team. I wish they were in another group, like potentially Group A or Group C, but they probably drew the hardest group. You can argue between Group B and Group D being the hardest, because it just comes to who do you think's better, Surge and LAT or Miami and FaZe? It's a fucking tough conversation to have, and it's very close. So I wish Omit was in another group, because I could actually see, like if Omit was in Group C, I might pick Omit to make it out of Group C. If Omit was in Group A, I might pick Omit to make it out of Group A. But unfortunately, I just don't see them making it out of Group D with FaZe and Heretics in here. And Project 7 is Omit Brooklyn, the old team. And that's like Standy. Is it Brack? Who else is on or Project 7 now? Who else was on Omit Brooklyn chat? I know we have to have someone in here that knows all about the challengers things, because I kind of got confused because they went to a different org, because Omit can only send one, I think. It was some rules like that. No one knows, chat? Damn. No one knows? We need to lock in. We need to lock in. Hold up. Let's see. Okay, Major Maniac's the coach. It's Brack, Prolute, Standy, Yuli. Okay. And they were Omit Brooklyn. Now they are P7 Esports. So, yeah, I mean, this is actually a good team as well. Like, I would have liked to see this team in another group, but unfortunately, they kind of got bracket fucked. Because I think these are probably the top 2 challenger teams. Maybe Orchid now because they got Beans. But yeah, I mean, FaZe is going to be the number 1 seed out of this group, and Miami will be the number 2 seed. That is my prediction. Oh. FaZe Group D, number 1 seed. Miami Group D, number 2 seed. Okay. So these are what we're thinking. I kind of flip these around. We think Optic's going to come out first at A. Cloud9's second in A. LAT first in B. Surge second in B. Toronto first in C. Falcon second in C. Then FaZe number 1. Miami number 2 in the groups. And then now we can go over here. We're going to try to figure this out. 1 per line, order by seed. Okay, I think this is how the seeding will work, because I think this is how it worked last year. it was group 1 or group A, the number 1 seed, play group B, the number 2 seed. So who would be the group B number 2 seed? Surge. Holy shit. Imagine we get this match. This is how it always works, though. It's always the round 1 match or the grand finals match from a tournament, and they match up round 1 and winners. So Optic versus Surge, that would be crazy. Then that means group A, number 2 seed, we play group 1. So it'd be Cloud9, LAT. Actually, wait, can we look at COD bracket 2024? Let's see this. Okay, so winners round 1. Or no. Group stage. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to think if they flipped. Like, I don't know if this is all just, wait, so let's see. Who is group A here? Group A is this. Okay, so we have to, yeah, we do have to move it. And then FaZe was group D. Okay, so group D, first seed went up here. Okay, perfect. That's why we had to check to make sure we're trying to do this properly. So it wouldn't be Surge. It would be FaZe. And then who do we have coming out? Heretics? Damn. Top half of the bracket is stacked. And then we have, so Optic, FaZe, Cloud9, Heretics. And then we have it would be LAT versus Falcons. LAT versus Falcons. And then Toronto versus FaZe. Oh, no. Toronto versus Surge. Yeah, Surge. Okay, yeah, I think this is how it would work. Let's see. Or no. If FaZe comes out first seed. Oh, yeah, no, I messed up. Come on, bracket. Yeah. I wish I could just place him in. Wait, why can't I just place him in? It'd be so much easier if I could just place him in on the bracket. Maybe I have to make an account real quick. Yeah, hold up. Let me see if I have a challenge account. I think I used to. I think I used to have an account. Let me see if I can log in. Because if I could just type in the bracket, that would be so much easier than having to have it generate. I don't need it to generate. I know where I want to put the teams. Oh, wait. I still have that account. Holy shit. It worked. Oh my God, chat. We're looking through history right here. Attached 2v2 S&D tourney. Attached 2v2 World League from 2018. Attached 3v3 S&D tournament from 2017. Let's see this. 2v2 S&D tourney. Wow, this is when Asim was playing it and winning in all my tourneys. He'd win like 25 bucks every weekend. Yeah. Okay, so this is OG stuff right here. This is the come up. This is the come up right here. Let's see who played in a Black Ops if we have anyone in the stream. Black Ops 3 subscriber tournament. Foodle, Asum. See, Asum's still in here, even in Black Ops 3. Quantic, Jake O'Brien, Dinger. You're in the World War II one. World War II first one. Red Snow, Wave Cod won it. Jumper God, Asum. Well, Asum lost. Asum lost in this one.
Look at that P90 shot.
Who do you think winning EWC?
Drago thing versus the 45-month resub GOAT. I'd probably have to say Optic. I think Optic's gonna win it. Let's see. I'm looking for you. Asum and Chody won this one, I think. That's crazy. That's history right there. Let's see. Can we just use MS Paint? Okay, there we go. All right. Wait, chat, how can I put like a bracket up? Or should I just like make my own? Like, should I just do like... Oh, no. All right, how do you draw a bracket? First of all, let's see that. Okay, so the 8-team bracket. 8-team bracket template. Yeah. Copy image. Holy shit, we're getting real creative right now. Oh my God, chat cooked. There we go, chat cooked. Chat went crazy. Okay, so this is so much better. Oh, wait. Optic. And then what would it be? Optic would play the group 2 if it's going based off last year. Because I heard this year for EWC, Valorant, they literally randomized the bracket. So we're just going based off last year for COD, but who knows? EWC could randomize the bracket, but we're trying to, you know, work with what we got here. Group B, so that'd be Surge. Oh my God. I'd rather draw this than I'd rather write this out with my hand. This is so bad. This is so bad. Like, are you? Oh, wait. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Okay. And then it would be group D, the number 1 seed, versus group C, the number 2 seed. It would be FaZe versus Falcons, I think. Okay, yeah, I think it'd be FaZe versus Falcons if we're going off last year. Graphic design is my passion. FaZe. Let me know if you guys need any thumbnails. I charge $20 per thumbnail, chat. Or if anyone needs like a Twitter header or anything, I will make you a customized Twitter header right now. 5 gifted, okay? Let me know. I'll customize, I'll paint whatever you want. Your new Twitter header, your new Avi, a thumbnail for your YouTube video. I got you. Okay. And then we got, so who would it be now? It'd be group A 2nd seed. So Cloud9 versus group B 1st seed. So LAT versus Cloud9. Cloud. Oh, wait. Oh, that's the A. Spell the O. Cloud. Oh my God. W. NA Education. W. That's not even eligible to. Okay, I'm putting C9. I can't do that. Wait, that's not a 9. That's a P. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, it's way too big. I can't. Okay, there we go. LAT versus Cloud9. Octane versus Attached thumbnail challenge. Sam doesn't want this smoke. As you could tell, I'm very artistic. Even though I got a C when I was in high school, my art class, I got a C. But that was for behavioral issues. Granted, I still was not making the best art. That was because I was talking too much. My teacher didn't like me. So it is what it is. Not everyone's going to like you in life. And then so it would be Miami. Wait. Miami versus Toronto. Okay. So let's put TORMIA. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, we did it. This is where it gets interesting. I mean, we have a COD Champs Grand Finals matchup first round, which would be insane. And it was close. It was close. Surge got to the finals again, and they cooked. They won a couple maps. They didn't get fucking 4-0 smoked off the stage. They had a really close finals. And for all of us that watch the series, we know how close that series was. They genuinely could have won the series. If Surge doesn't choke that one control, who knows what happens? If Surge is clutches up in that one round 11 S&D, like it was such a good series. It could have went either way. But Optic ended up edging them out. They won the series. They won the ring. But I think the form they hit was another level. So I still feel like I gotta put Optic going. I gotta put Optic going to this next. Because I think Optic has hit the highest peak we've seen a team in Black Ops 6. Even when FaZe was winning the first two events and when LET was winning the next two events, they were looking really good. But what Optic did at Champs, we haven't seen a team reach that level in Black Ops 6 yet. Like, it feels like they got the closest to perfecting the game. So I'm excited to see if they can keep on building on that and maybe even maintain that level. Because if they maintain that level, I think they're going to win. If they improved a little bit, they're going to dominate again. But I don't think they're going to dominate as hard as they dominated Champs. I think it'll be a little bit closer because going into Champs, no teams are really preparing for Optic. Like, people thought Optic was going to be good, but you're preparing for your first round matchup. And FaZe and LAT were preparing for each other because they probably thought, like, oh, yeah, like, we're good. Like, we're trying to play LAT in the finals. We try to worry about them. Like, but now everyone going into this event is like all eyes on Optic. Everyone knows that they were clearly the best team at Champs by far. So everyone's like, all right, what were they doing well? What can we learn from them? Like, that's how people are going to think. So we have FaZe versus Falcons now. I mean, this is just a tough draw for the hometown team. Played FaZe. I mean, I don't really think there's any upset potential here. I think FaZe is going to dominate this series and move on. Easy. Optic versus FaZe. This is going to be a good tournament. This is going to be a good tournament if it plays out like this. So we got a Surge versus Optic banger first round. Optic versus FaZe banger round 2. Then you got LATC9. You think coaches in comms affect? Oh, there is coaches in comms. That will 100% affect the matches. That will make the load easier for the players. Because some players can shoot and call out and be efficient with their call outs. Some players can shoot and call out, but they're kind of just yapping. Some players just go rogue and don't really talk and call out too much. But if you have a player like that, like if I'm a LAT coach or I'm an Optic coach, I'm literally saying, Shotzi and Hydra, I'm going to sit you down. You do not need to call out anymore. I'm standing behind you. I will call out everything you're doing. You just go rogue and focus on killing everything. Because they already go rogue and kill everything and make amazing plays while calling out. But now I'm giving them the ultra mega super green light to where they don't have to do shit. I'm calling out for you. You just be annoying and get kills, and I will let your teammates know what you're doing. That's what I would be doing as a coach. I'm not trying to like go around looking at different people. Like, no, I'm going to figure out someone on the team, my most talented player. And usually it's going to be a sub player too, because they're the most impactful on the map because they have to take the routes. They have to, they're just the fastest and one, the most aggressive. So what if they call it the wrong thing because he thought I was doing a different play? Well, I mean, that's where you have to kind of have a synergy. And I think most coaches had practice once it got announced. They had a couple of days of practice to like practice that. And even at EWC when they're going to be scrimming, they're going to be practicing that as well.
Look at that P90 shot.
A PTR, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime. Welcome. Welcome to the attachments. Everyone show some love. Let's get it. But there has to be some kind of like synergy. You're not going to call out literally everything, but like your player's going to call out a little bit, but then you like kind of aid them like, okay. Because most people that are coaches have played and commed and know like what needs to be added to the comms. But the good things for the coaches is they don't need to be playing They don't need to be thinking, oh, I got to do this, I got to rotate. They can have like a bird's eye view of everything. Oh shit, this hill's winding down. We don't have spawns yet going into, let's say, P2 Hacienda. Yo, someone take a route. Someone start already taking a route. So coaches will play a huge factor. And I think coaches are excited because they're actually part of the game now. The biggest issue from a coach in COD, if you ever listen to him talk, they will say, yes, we go over stuff with the team. We coach. We talk about things for months. They get on stage. Most of the time, your team doesn't listen. They drop the ball. Then the coach is mad after. But now the coach is actually a part of the game. They can talk about what they went over in practice. Yo, remember we used to rotate to this hill at this time. Boom, boom, boom. Yo, remember we want to play this old time. We're going to keep hitting this old time because this new hill is easy to break. So we're going to stack old still, and then we're going to take routes to break this new. 3-1 split. Like, coaches will play a huge part in the roles. So it definitely will affect the tournament. And who knows if this will become a thing for CDL in the future. I'm not sure. But I think it will be a lot of fun for the coaches to be more involved, and they'll enjoy it. So back to what we were saying. LAT is playing Cloud9. I use a different red. Hold up. LAT is going to beat Cloud9 because Cloud9 plays LAT in FaZe every day of their lives. So that's going to be like 40% of their matches are versus LAT in FaZe. So I got LAT beating Cloud9. Maybe some slight upset potential. Maybe. But I think LAT should handle that series like a 3-1. Then we got Toronto versus Miami. Ooh, this is a good match now. This is a good match, chat. Because we have the new Toronto versus Miami. In Miami, I mean, they're looking great. Super, Rancor, Real, Metals. I almost said Lucky. Metals. They're really good at S&D. They're really good at S&D. They're a solid respawn team. I think they kind of lack in control. But, like, Toronto might hit a honeymoon phase. And the honeymoon phase is strong in COD. You never know. The honeymoon phase could work out really well and work out in their favor. I kind of want to give it to Toronto, but Miami just has looked really good. I don't know. Should we? Fuck. What do you think, chat? Do we give it to Toronto with their new honeymoon cheese? Or do you think they're like, they have talked about their internal issues, but they did make a change? Or does Miami keep running? I think we need Miami, bro. I think we give it to Miami. This is an insane top 4. I can't lie. If we get this top 4, this will be one of the best events of the year. Right behind champs. I wish it wasn't single limb though. But Optic FaZe to go to grand finals, and then LAT Miami to go to grand finals. Like this is like a dream bracket right here. Because anything could fucking happen in these matches. Any of these 4 teams can win the tournament. Shit. Oh, this is where it gets tough. Optic versus FaZe. Do we think FaZe gets their revenge after they got slammed by Optic at champs? Because this team, FaZe beat Optic at Major 4 in a really close series. Optic beat FaZe in a dominant champs winners round 1. Fuck. Oh, do we give it to Optic? Do we give it to Optic? Optic 3-1 trio is breaking up. Like, you think that's weighing on the FaZe trio? Like, oh shit, Falcons might be giving the bag to one of you. Optic simp. Because as a player, you see all that. And obviously, FaZe isn't going to be in the best mental space because they haven't had a good last half of the year. They got first. They got 6. Then they got 2nd. And then they got 8th. Was it 8th at champs or 6th? I think it was 8th. No, it was 8th at champs. I think. Or was it 6th? I think they got 8th, right? Hey, Mavericks, thank you very much for the 22 month reset. Oh, they got 6? Okay. Oh, yeah, they got 6. Yeah, they got 6. They got 6 because they beat Carolina, lose round 1. I forgot there's only 18 in the champs, not 12. But yeah, there's definitely going to be on their minds like, yo, we got to win this match because changes are already happening. So there could be some pressure. Damn. Fuck it. I think we're going to stay sticking with Optic. We're thinking Optic back to back. So in the Black Ops 6 season, FaZe went back to back, won the first 2 events. LAT went back to back, won Major 3, won Major 4. Optic win champs EWC. If you go back to back at champs and EWC, that's fucking crazy. Now that's the bag. Like if you go back to back at major 1, major 2, it's still good money. I think you get like 30,000 something, 35,000, 30,000 for like each. That's nice. But back to back champs, which champs is what, I don't even know, 200K or 150K each. EWC is probably another 150, 200K each. Now that going back to back at that, ooh, that's a good feeling. That's a good feeling. And then Miami versus LAT. I just think Miami. Fuck. I think LAT gets their revenge on Miami. Actually, no. They beat Miami at. Wait, who did LAT lose to at champs? Surge. Okay. So LAT lost to Miami Major 4 in winners and then beat them in losers. So I'm leaning LAT to win this still. I think I'm leaning LAT to win this. But there's like this could be so close. Like this could be a game 5, round 11. But I think LAT is gonna come out hot. I feel like they're gonna have a good weekend this weekend. I think Optic LAT is gonna be the grand finals. What do we think of this one? Because this was the one matchup we missed from champs. LAT played Optic. I think they knocked him out at Major 4, but then Optic got really good going into champs and how they performed at champs. So Optic versus LAT is like the one match we need. Because I think everyone was talking about the fantasy matchup of Major 4 LAT versus champs Optic. Or was it Major 3 LAT? I forgot which one they were saying. I think it was Major 3 actually. So we need like both teams bringing their A game, playing each other, and this should be a good ass match. I think it's a best of 7. It's just best of 7. It's still single limb. I'm not gonna lie. At the moment, I think I'm kind of leaning LAT to win. I've been saying Optic's gonna win this tournament, but with the way the bracket's playing out, I think I might go LAT to win this. Oh no, they're gonna start drug testing these players. They already do drug test players at events. They drug test 2 players from each team after every match. I'm thinking Thieves for some reason. I don't know why. I was thinking Optic all the way up until this point, but for some reason, the Thieves are talking to me. The Thieves are talking to me. What do you do as a team that just won and people get VOD off you? How do you make sure that you don't get complacent and read on everything? I feel like it's just keeping a good flow in the respawn modes, like in the hard points, focusing how you want to break stuff, how you want to rotate, and just staying ahead of the game and not getting caught out, just getting sloppy and lazy, like rotating late or just giving out free kills, like still playing your lives really well while being efficient. And then S&D is the biggest part because that's where like people try to hard counter you the most in search and destroy. Is like stick to what works, but also throw some new things in there. Don't just like use the same strategy. That was a big critique on FaZe and LAT because people went back and watched their like Major 4 S&D and compared to their champs, and they really didn't change much. And so I think Optic is going to know that everyone wants to beat them and has been watching and studying their gameplay. So they're going to need to cook up some new S&D stuff. While you don't want to completely overhaul it because you just don't have that much time to completely change everything, you still stick to what works, but you throw some new stuff in there as well to throw the other team off. Because the way people are going to look at it is Optic does this strat every time. We're going to try and counter that. But Optic's going to be like, yeah, we're still going to do this strat, but we might change it up a little bit. Instead of sending, let's say it's Hacienda, instead of sending 2 people to top hallway to chow connector when they're on offense and 2 people A, maybe they send 3 top hallway, 1 person A, or 3 A, 1 person to the top. Like, I'm not saying that's their actual strat, but they're going to like slightly change a strat to where it's not this big overhaul. It's just 1 person change and could stack a different area of the map and focus pressure over there. But I don't know. Something just telling me LAT is going to win this event. I'm sorry, green wall. Wait, fuck, I used a different color. Actually, wait, I think I changed colors. I'm sorry, green wall. I think LAT is going to win. I know Samuel Octane's going to be very happy to see this right here. But Optic top 2 is still really good. But it's the best of 7, I think, grand finals, single elimination. I think LAT is going to come out hot. I think their mental isn't as down bad. as maybe like phases after a tough like season or latter half of the season and champs. I think LAT, they know they bombed it at champs, but they were still the best team going into champs. So they got back into their bag after champs, and they're gonna stay together. So they want to win. So I think LAT's gonna win this tournament, chat. What do we think? W or L bracket? You could be honest with me. You can let me know what you would change. You can let me know anything, but I think this is how it's gonna play out. And LAT wins EWC, Optic getting second.